Hello everyone, this is Ian Kane. I'm here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Today it's February 1st, 2017, and this will be my first session in this set of, I don't know how many sessions. I think I will commit a session a day for the whole year, like 364, 5 sessions in this year. And all these sessions will be dedicated to particular collective unconscious to heal certain anomalies out of the collective unconscious in order to create more energy flow between people in certain communities. This is not a any kind infliction with the free will choice of people. People are still free to make their free will choices. It is only the collective unconscious that I'm connecting with, where this collective information is stored, and sometimes also trapped emotions, some weird resonance and stuff like that, even implants, if you will, distortions, template distortions, different kind of things. And if those are healed, there will be more flow between people because those distortions are not going to be there. So the entire aim is, in fact, to heal humanity in a very interesting, energetic way. Doing that, I'm using several tools. The main tool is my emotional body that try and feels the entire situation, let's say that collective unconscious experience that is there, and the emotional body that is expressed within the collective unconscious. Then the second tool I'm using will be the knowledge I've gained through studying the K+8 science, which is a very comprehensive science of energetic anatomy, human origin, biology, and so forth. And then the third important tool that will be kind of used as a structure in this process is the Body Code 2, funded by Dr. Bradley Nelson from the United States. And the credit for K+8 Science, Freedom Teachings, Tantriora Studies goes to Yesha Shayana Reyes, and the emotional body is my own authentic eternal expression. And during these sessions, I will tap into the emotional field of the collective unconscious. Sometimes it can be individual, sometimes it can be a family, sometimes it can be a community of, co-workers, a school, local community, can be a city, a whole city, could be a province, could be a state, could be a continent, could be a religious group, could be any kind of grouping that we can have that might hold some sort of distortions within its energetics and energy fields and shields and memory matrix, of course. So this is the aim. Today in this session, which is my first session on February 1st, I am going to make a video on Quebec City and the collective unconscious there. My intent is to bring to surface and to strengthen, emphasize compassion, everyone's compassion. Where there's compassion, there's love, and when there's love, there is really high resonance among people, and there's a lot of flow. So that's the aim, to bring that flow through compassion because of the recent events that happened there just a few days ago. And of course, Canadians are in shock, Quebecois are in shock. Different religious groups, with everything that's happening right now in the world, I think we need to have more sessions like this. What is going to be the effect? I think what I'm looking up to is the snowball effect, when people like me will start doing similar sessions over the collective unconscious and start healing the collective unconscious in order to bring more flow of the true self of people in their authentic eternal selves. This is all people need to run in their body vehicles. Nothing else and nothing more and nothing less. And that's important for me as a life coach and integral life coach in particular, to give people the chance to be themselves, to be free who they are, not who they were expected to be, who they were expected to act, how they were expected to deliver. These things, if they don't work for them or for us, we have to realize them and start taking on responsibility for our life and taking on jobs that we really want. So one of the strongest points is also, what are your wants, and follow those wants, feel them out. And once you feel good about your wants and about those wants that you do feel good and it makes you feel like growing inside, then use your mind to design actions to make them happen. Surveil, monitor the progress, design additional actions, and always check with your feelings whether the direction is still the right one. Never allow the mind to overpower your emotions. Regardless how intelligent a person might be, the mind is still considered as the least reliable tool that we were gifted with. If we were to use our mind instead of our emotional body or our unconscious mind, we probably wouldn't survive a week after we were born. All I want for everyone is to trust thyself, trust your feelings first, and then develop further ideas to upgrade those feelings, to understand those feelings, and then to upgrade them and make them happen. Whatever these feelings are telling you that you want to do and that it's good for you. Okay. I'm activating my Chrysler Field, inhaling to the wing spot at the back of my shoulder blades, bringing the frequency in, down from the mission sphere into the wing spot. I'll put my hands in a prayer position in front of my Azure, heart of a female, and exhale through my palms, activating the palm code, the Chrysler Core Identity Field, Alumahum Chrysler Core Identity Field. It's opening up. So I'm standing now at a Chrysler platform. I'm not yet in the flame. I can just see the flame. I'm outside the flame, inviting the collective unconscious of the city of Quebec, the province of Quebec, but city of Quebec first, just city of Quebec. Okay, I see that the image that I got was, when I said city of Quebec, was first like the middle core that was really like glowing orangey kind of, and then when I said province of Quebec, the circle just enlarged, but it became more pale. My hands are now like glowing. I feel like steam coming out of my hands. So, and when I said Canada, that circle just expanded, but of course it became more pale, and the effect will be a little less. That's why I got a hunch, go back to just Quebec City for now, because there are wounds of time that needs to be healed first, and then start from there. Okay, so we are at the Chrysler Field, which is okay. So this was also a direction. what I need to do, what I need to work on. So now there is collective unconscious of Quebec City on the other side of the flame. Yeah, so it looks like a body. It just has no have the body is like a very thin, almost just bones, and the head is huge head, and there's this orange, red, yellow kind of light in the middle of it, goes up. It looks like a pumpkin, in fact. It looks like a pumpkin, and that kind of pumpkin color, yellow, orangey, but it feels like it's screaming and it's pressing. It's kind of shock. So, and then there's a bit darker on the outside, the margin, but bright. It's like a fire inside, in the center of that collective unconscious head, while the body is drying out. This is kind of funny image. Okay, just to describe how I feel, how I see the collective unconscious of Quebec from the Chrysler platform. Okay, what are we gonna do first? The first thing we're going to do is self-protection. We're gonna step into the flame. Both. I'm inviting also the collective unconscious to join me in the Chrysler core identity flame in our lone harmonics. Okay, when I said that, I started seeing an orb around us, a separate orb around each of us, and I am inhaling the Chrysler core identity flame into my heart of Iman, and just pop out, expand, and emphasize, strengthen the orb, which is in 3 meters diameter around me, with go vertical codes and other codes installed within it. And I'm inviting now inviting the Quebec City collective unconscious to do the same. Yeah, okay. As we are standing now in the Chrysler core identity flame, we're never in fact outside of it. It's just we can place our focus attention that we are more connecting with it on a conscious level. I'm accessing, asking for access to as proxy for the information field and to manage the fields of Quebec City, collective unconscious, of people of Quebec City, Quebecois. I'm saying all these words because every word has a resonance and it triggers some effects and triggers emotions, triggers feelings and flows. So I'll be using certain words, even though sometimes it doesn't make any sense to someone who observes, but it's not about making sense, it's about feeling it and feeling the difference, and thus making the difference by feeling the difference. Okay. Protection done. Proxy, yes. What I feel these surges of some sort of electricity coming through my body, shooting through my body. These are usually signs of connecting with the source in order to translate information through my emotional body. My body, mind, spirit system, in fact. I'm gonna use all my senses that are available on multiple levels. So it's not just emotional body. Okay. You know, as I go, I receive clarity as well to my work. So don't be surprised. Yeah, so the collective unconscious feels a lot in their heads. It's It's not much flow. The only feeling that comes to me right now is the like pressure in the head, then the front part of the chest and the stomach, the upper side of the stomach. It feels like an anxiety. So people are anticipating the future. I think that's what the anxiety is coming from. And then fear is running also in the stomach, and then it's running the mental body. Okay, so this is just a moment where the connection is taking place between me and the information field so that I can read this information. And since I just started with this project, probably at the beginnings, this process will take a bit longer than usual. It usually will. Yeah. Okay, it feels like my entire body is now kind of connected and mirroring, sensing the information from the energy field. It feels like Quebec has a huge migraine. Yeah, migraine. Okay, migraine. All in heads, only head, bone body. Okay, it feels it's pressure on the sinus, like sinus infection. Probably, oh, it probably must be cold because I kind of cannot breathe anymore through my nose. It just got stuffed. Uh, Sinus infection. Sinus infection. And it feels on the eyes like it's hard to see the light. It's hard to look at the light. Like people can't see something. People have difficulties to see something. Have difficulty to see through something. Struggling to see through. I don't say that this is just what it is now, and that this is all the effect of the recent events, tragic events that happened in Quebec City. It could be something that was accumulating, and we'll see through the session whether that's correct or not. Well, nevertheless, I will just, if possible, I didn't check, but I'll just pass my meridian to clear out whatever we're able to clear right now without any particular intent. We just allow it to go, to release, to clear, to cleanse, to transmute, to leave the fields if it's unnecessary, completely unnecessary, or just partially unnecessary, or not important to this case right now. Just ask all these energies, frequencies, consciousness, awareness, just leave, to move aside, to go their own ways. And if they will persist, we'll transmute them and send them back to source. That's what we do. So we give always free will choice. Okay, during this session, I will also be using the muscle testing, which is the core technique from the body code 2. Okay. The initial status of intent. So our intent is endorsing compassion in Quebec City. Compassion, main attribute of compassion is love, and when there's love, love can definitely transcend many things, and it's like halfway to joy, which is even better state of mind. And when there's love, there's flow, and when there's flow, there's health, and when there's health, there is a lot of creativity, freedom. feels good, happiness, gratification, prosperity, abundance. Oh yeah, all these things. Where there's compassion, there is co-creativity, co-creation. So, they call it, oh, it's not time yet for that. Okay. Nevertheless, the nature co-create together, doesn't compete, but co-create together as a collective. Endorsing compassion, initial status of intent is more than 10%, more than 20%, more than 30%, more than 40%, no, more than 30, 33, 33, 32, about 30%, 30%. So pretty low compassion. There's probably fear. So it's about 30%. It's even lower. 28, 25, 27, 20, more than 20. More than 20. Okay, it feels like people would love to have compassion, but they're afraid. So there is fear mixed with compassion. Yeah, and it's whenever I ask this question, I just can't get the percentage because it's so confusing. I have to ask it another way. But each percentage I asked for was like fear, like cramp in my stomach, my tummy, which feels yeah, there's anxiety, there's a lot of fear from also the unknown. Maybe another attack will happen, maybe not. This was who did it. It's a lot of speculation. Was it Muslim groups to the Muslim groups? Was it non-Muslim groups to the Muslim groups? Who did it? Who? No one feels safe, really. They want to believe, but in fact, that's only happening in the surface. That's why the percentage is so low. 10%. 10% feel more confidence. I'm shocked. 10%. We can stop at 10% at the highest. Okay, so what we feel is fear, anxiety, fear and anxiety. Do we need to, and that's anchored. No, we can't work with those directly because people are holding on, but we're gonna look for, oh, security. Okay, it's safety, security, safety. Safety is an underlaid reason. Okay, we can work with safety. We can work with safety, not with fears directly, but with safety, feelings of safety, security, safetiness, being safe and secure. And being safe and secure is also capacity to feel freedom. And we can only feel free when we're able to run love and compassion, or when we feel safety, it's for freedom. You can feel free. So there's a lot happening right now in my tummy when I'm trying to figure out these words and when I'm saying these sound tones. It's funny, there is a very strong feeling that's kind of evolving in my stomach. It's squeezing my guts and it's releasing them, and it feels like a not a sharp but like a tiny squeeze, like just the surface, marginal squeeze, and then release, and then this heat pumps out. So we said we cannot work with fear directly and anxieties because people are holding too much onto it right now, running with underlaid its safety. Safety, they're concerned for their safety. Future, 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 even more. Is there a future? Is there a future for this world? It's even deeper as a value. Safety, future, 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 future. So future is in fact nothing else but survival instinct. Survival instinct. Will I survive till tomorrow? Am I gonna be somewhere? It's gonna, somebody's gonna start shooting or whatever. Survival instinct. So it's a flight fight mode. So this is what people are in. People are in a fight flight mode, so to speak. Fight flight. So when somebody is in a fight flight mode, how can we change the perspective that survival solely depend on how people will understand their freedom to be who they are, and just being who they truly are, no hypocrisy, no lies, sincerity, honesty. The energies will shift. The energies will shift, and there will be more flow between people. How to calm them down, embrace them, so empowering them. Empower people. Empower people to take responsibility, to be their true self. It's a really far-fetched thing to say that when people are in some sort of a shock. However, that's the only way. There's too much hypocrisy, hiding, secrecy. Yeah. Okay. Let's see now. Fear, anxiety, safety, freedom, future, survival instinct, and power. Okay. How can we, is there let's see here. Is there an underlaid reason for that the survival instinct was triggered in the fight flight mode? Is it on this side? It is on this page. Is it the left, the right, on the right side? Is it pathogen, misalignment, nutrition, lifestyle, pathogen, misalignment, nutrition, and lifestyle? nutrition and lifestyle. Okay, is it on the left and the right side? Okay, is it pH imbalance, malnutrition, food and herbs, dehydration, pH imbalance, pH imbalance. Okay, so it's about the acidity or alkalinity of the body, of the collective unconscious, which is a total pH of the Quebecois in Quebec City. So pH 7.3 to 7.5 is healthy for the human body. If lower than 7.1 is too acidic, and most people have too acidic pH versus a too alkaline, because most of our diets encourage acidity in the body. So is the problem acidity? Alkalinity, acidity. Okay, acidity is a problem. Okay. What we're gonna do here is we cannot physically alkalinize, but what we're gonna do, can we just okay, is there an underlaid reason? Yeah, there's an underlaid reason. And then we'll see. There's an underlaid reason for that. Is it a trapped emotion? Is it a heart wall? Heart wall. Emotional resonance? No. It's a heart wall. It's a heart wall. It's prenatal, preconception, inherited. It's prenatal. So prenatal, something that happened during when Quebec was founded, and it was transmitted over the Quebec City with the founders of the Quebec City. Okay, it's prenatal, and we said it's a trapped emotion. It's heart wall. So heart wall started already at that time. There are hidden heart. Yeah, there's a hidden heart wall, and there's a visible. There are two heart walls, and they started prenatally. Heart wall prenatal. Okay. Yeah, that might result in disconnection from others and lessen the ability to give and receive love. Okay. Do you have a collective unconscious from Quebec City? Do you have collective unconscious? Do you have heart wall? Is it more than 10 meter thick? 50 meter thick? 100 meter thick? No. Between 50 and 100. It's more than 70. More than 80. More than 90. No. More than 85. 86. 87 meters. 87 meters? 87 meters. More than 87? 87 kilometers? 87 kilometers? 87 kilometers. '87 kilometers. That's huge. Let's feel what is it made of. Let's connect with the collective unconscious of Quebec City and the heart wall just to feel what it's multi-layers. The early layers, it feels it's like going through a swampy swamp bushes, and water, but mud is most prevalent is mud, and then they're like hunters. They're like hunters on the edges of the walls. It's thick, so the swamp goes inward towards the heart of the collective unconscious of Quebec. And this is started prenatal. So the swamp is in fact, the way it was, oh, it just got a surge of electricity. So the swamp was created and it started expanding with the city. How the city expands out, and 87 kilometers, it's in fact the diameter across. The entire effect from the center, in fact, it's from the center. It feels like a mushroom. Yeah, moldy, smells kind of moldy, like a mushroomy kind of. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, heart wall. Let's see. Can we release? Okay. So we know the thickness and we know the material. Can we release? We can release it. In fact, I got such a huge response. I want to release the heart wall. Enough is enough. Like, it's time. Okay? But that is only possible because a lot of people that live in Quebec City are aware of it, and they feel that this is something that is holding back. It's holding them back also as a community, even though it feels like a great community. Because if they had to overcome this swamp, they had to kind of work together, but it's a lot of effort. Okay, let's see now. Oh, there's certain feelings that come to my body now. The head is triggered again. It feels like being stunned, while the body is kind of doesn't exist. Like that bone body that I've seen, just the head that came back again. So it's like a shock. And so this collective unconsciousness is in a shock, in a state of shock. So how can we make it more comfortable? Yeah. Is there an underlaid reason if we release that and we release that? It's a misalignment. It's a misalignment. Okay. Let's align. Let's align this body with itself, within itself, with all the system of itself, every organ, every limb, every system, gland, to align themselves within self first, to make them happier, happier within, happier loving themselves first. As I breathe in, I breathe more of the eternal, authentic self, Quebecan city consciousness in, as a sum of all consciousness there, and feel out these spaces where these feelings were. We're bringing in the happiness, the alignment, the true self, the consciousness of the eternal, authentic self into the heart of Fima and deliver it out throughout the body, hosting the bone body. And I can feel how the body starts growing muscles, tissues, organs again. Feels like energy is coming up. It starts assembling itself from the feet up, making it happy. So once the organs, limbs, glands, all the systems, fields and shields feels happy, and the bones and blood, and they start communicating with other happy parts of the community they are within, because they know they can only exist if they co-create, cooperate together. Oh, it feels like life is returning into that bone body. Wow, that's a huge effect. In fact, the way it feels, it's just how life is returning back, and how these bones that were just dark brown bones are all now filled with these flows of sparks of lights that are already assuming the shape of the body, the muscles, the fascia system, the vessels, nerves, and it's going up, slowly up. Let's see, going up towards the heart and the chest. Yeah, the heart is not beating yet, okay, but it's the spark of life is there. Okay, is there? Oh, we have to wait for the process to take place. Because what I asked in my mind is, I can start the heart. There, no, I cannot start the heart yet. So there's something else we need to do. Okay, the body. Oh my gosh, I feel so dizzy. Ooh, it's a huge process, and it's still growing because it goes in like in layers, but it grows up like from the ground. Oh, I see what it does. It uses the quantum that was stored in that swamp. The swamp completely drained the body. The only thing that remained was just some sort of consciousness that was keep on running, and it was so expanded, but not in a good way. Just so many things were running, so many processes, and it couldn't even run anymore. It was just like spiraling in the middle. There was dark. This pumpkin that I seen was just dark around, and then just in the middle was this orange kind of self-perpetuating, but slowly kind of losing the quantum. So now this life, the heart wall is falling down. The swamp, the energy of the swamp that was like drained into it is now coming back, and it's forming the body. So all this quantum is used usefully for recreating or just growing back like a perfect body. And the funny thing is, there is a head already around, but that pumpkin shrunk a little bit into a normal size of a head, but it's still in there inside the skull. That's kind of funny. Okay. But what I see is now how veins, nerves, and neurons start growing inside and over, and how the swamp is shrinking. It feels it shrunk like to the size of the collective unconscious body, feet. The land was empty, but now it feels like the sun is coming in, and like the grass is going green. Life is coming back also around, so it allows for it, and it feels like everything came closer. That's what it is. Once the swamp that create that void space disintegrated, the energy was used to create the body again, revitalize the body, then everything that was pushed away just came closer, so that the whole collective unconscious is more close with, interconnected with what is around. And it's interesting enough that the processes in the head are still running, but the body start linking itself with, and also the systems in the body start linking themselves with everything that's around. Oh, it started breathing now, and the heart started beating on its own. Wow, that's I didn't get any surges or anything. It just felt, wow, I'm alive. And it brings that power that I have a body. I am a full being now. I can take responsibility. I am responsible for what happened. I was just, keeping everything in the mud, pretending that, problems are drowned or whatever, hidden, but they were keep accumulating. And they weren't even problems or challenges, were just misperception of how to go forward, how to move forward in a right way because of separation. So the founders were, when they founded the city, they were very separated from people who lived there. And that was kind of original sin. I don't know much about Quebec though. Maybe I should read something about it. But what I've heard is it played a really important role in Canadian history and creation of Canada, that Canada exists because of Quebec. So there was a lot of power, like creative power. There's self-preservation mechanism. That's where the self-preservation mechanism comes from. Okay, it makes sense. So now, since you have the, oh wow, okay, now it's getting to me. It's called the goosebumps all over, a surge, goosebumps all over the body. Now I have the body. Now I'm a complete being. Now I have the power to take responsibility. I'm empowered to take responsibility and to take actions founded in compassion, love, joy, enlightenment. Love in particular, to create a safety future. Only I can create safety, security, secure my future. Well, I just checked in my head the status of our intent, and it comes to 100%. I don't have to proceed anymore. So it's done for today. Thank you very much for watching. I was just checking what's going on, if there's another signal coming or not. So thanks for watching. All I'm going to do now is just to go back to Chrysler Field, focus, place my focus of attention there, express my gratitude. Thank you for guidance, assistance, facilitation of this process. I'm disconnecting, disengaging, and allowing for Quebec City, collective unconscious, to move on to a new chapter.